I'm Ray Kraut. In front of me I have a piece of Desert Ironwood. After returning from this year's NAMM show in January, where I was showing a lot of the Desert Ironwood the Derrio Wood Company has to offer, I realized everybody kept asking me the same question about it, which is, how does it bend? And so I wanted to make a video that just demonstrates what I was telling people, which is that it bends really well. This piece I have in front of me is a approximate width of a side. Thickness, however, is 120 thousandths, so it's right around twice as thick as where I would typically bend sides the way I bend, because I laminate my sides. No treatment has been done to this wood at all. It is a quarter sawn piece, grains going at a little bit of an angle. There is a slight knot in there, most likely from a limb. I have not soaked this, I have not conditioned this, I haven't done anything to it. So right now I have my heating iron set up on high, and it's been that way for the past 10-15 minutes, so I know it's going to be pretty good. And so I'm just going to go ahead and bend this and see how it goes, and you guys can see for yourself how well this actually works. I like to soak both sides of a piece that I'm working on. And when I set it on here, I just give it some even pressure and just see what happens with the heat that goes through the wood. And the wood will tell you when it's ready to start bending. Right now I'm probably putting 10 pounds of pressure on this wood. And I know it's ready because at a certain point this wood will just start bending. It's already starting to bend. I'm starting to feel it give way to the pressure that I'm putting on it. But seeing the moisture on the top of this side start to dry off, it means I'm going to pull this off and re-soak this. And back to the heat. You can see it's starting to bend. I'm just going to keep going with this until I form what would be a cutaway. My first initial impressions of ironwood when I started cutting it was that there's no way that this wood's going to want to bend, mostly because of how old it is and the abuse it takes out in the desert with it on a daily basis getting cooked to 115 plus or minus degrees, heating, cooling, heating, cooling, heating, cooling for hundreds of years on end. To me meant it was going to be very difficult to bend it to the shapes that we need to bend it to without it breaking or wanting to do something funky. To my surprise, first time I tried bending this stuff, it was incredibly easy. And again, this piece that I'm bending right now is 120 thousandths thick, and it's bending without any problem whatsoever. Typically by now, if I was doing this at around 65 thou, which is where my sides usually sit at, I would have been long done. But again, 120 thou, it's a pretty thick piece of wood to be trying to bend, especially Desert Ironwood. We're just about done here. Usually right before I'm done, I like to move around a little bit and use the heat from the iron to just help evaporate the wood from the piece. Well, here as you can see, I've been almost at an exact 90-degree angle onto this piece. No breaks, no fractures, no anything on a particularly thick piece of ironwood. So I hope this helps answer some questions for the people out there that are curious about how this material bends. From my experience this far, I have not broken a single piece of this that I've taken to the iron. Even with, you know, a knot, wave in the grain, some of the different orientations you'll see on the grain side, I still haven't broken or had any issues with it whatsoever. Enjoy.